Shalom. This is Harawan by Yasha Allah of the Lions Den Camp. I want to say Kal Halayim, La Yahweh, by Hashem Hawashai, by Hashem Harakah Kodash, Ma'amaf. Double honor to the elder apostles of GMS and the elders. Shalom to you, Akim, and Akwatim and children that believe in sincerity and truth around the four corners of the earth. As you can see in the background, I got this picture right here from Dabu 77. All right. You see it for yourself. The Great Resist. Now that's some American mindset, you know, preppers. But as far as us being in the truth, you know, we're part of that Great Resist. That's the true Great Resistance. All right, I'm gonna get this real quick, because we're the ones that's truly resisting. All right, these heathens and these jakes, 2/3, they're gonna resist, but ultimately they're gonna fold. They're gonna lose. You know, Jake gonna win at the end, but I'm just saying they're gonna fold. People that say, I'm not gonna get this, I'm not gonna do that. They don't know what they're gonna do. We gotta pray for the Lord, pray to the Lord to give us strength to resist. We gotta use the Lord's words to resist. This is James 4:7. Submit yourselves, therefore, to Yahweh. Resist the devil, and he shall flee from you. So this is the great resistance. The 144,000 and the 1/3 that are resisting in the spirit. You got videos of Klaus Schwab of the World Economic Forum, the Edomite. You got videos of him saying that we know there will be pushback. We know there will be resistance. We must be prepared for that. So they prepared for any resistance that they got. But this is the time of that great resistance. All right? But the part I wanted to focus on, the great resist is really with the elect that are resisting the powers and the deception of the devil. But the part I want to focus on is the words below it. It says, they will own nobody. You know, Klaus Schwab said, he said, he's talking about the people. He said, the people will own nothing and be happy. Well, they flipped it. I don't know if Dabu 7 did it, but somebody flipped it and put, they will own nobody and they will be unhappy, talking about the elites. And they will be unhappy. That's right. That's true. That is so true. Because those elites are Edomites. And Edom's going to own nothing in the kingdom of our Lord and Savior Yahushua. They will own nobody. And they will be unhappy. Guaranteed. All right. So they're going to own nobody. Right now, the earth has been given into the hand of the wicked. And that power has been given to them. And that's Job 9:24. If you read Wisdom of Solomon chapter 6, it speaks about the power that the Lord gave to these devils. All right? That power comes from the Lord, not from them. So the Lord giveth, and the Lord taketh away. All right? They will own nobody. Right now, they claim to own us with the birth certificates, their yoke that the Lord, in Deuteronomy 28, that the Lord allowed these devils to put around our neck, going into the physical chains of ownership. And then later, after the Willie Lynch, they said keep the mind, or keep the body, destroy the mind. So what they did was they set things in place like birth certificates and social security numbers and the dollar as another way of ownership. That's why we had to get passports to leave. That's why they're making money off our birth certificate on the stock market. That's why it's a value for Jake to go to jail, because their birth certificate gains interest on the stock market, in the insurance market for Esau. So, but in the kingdom, these devils will own nobody, and they will be unhappy. All right, and that's the one I want to focus on today. So let's start with I got a bunch of scriptures here I wrote down that I want to do, but I may just start from Isaiah. Let's start there. Let's start from James. I'm trying not to make this too long. This is James 5:7. It says, 5:1. Go to now, ye rich men. See, the rich men that own the whole world, all right, that have hundreds and billions and trillions of dollars. All right, look at what's going on with Kanye and Kyrie Irving. The Lord is showing the hidden hand of these elites, how they rule and run everything, and they passed it down to their children, and they think their houses shall continue forever. But the Lord said, go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you, right? Because they're going to be unhappy, right? In the kingdom, they're going to go through hell, and we're going to be in heaven, spirit, in a heavenly state, rulership, a new heaven and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness. Your riches are corrupted and your garments are moth-eaten, man. So that means that their riches are corrupt because it's abomination, false balance, what they've done with the gold and silver, create the establishment of the dollar. That's corrupt. And your garments are moth-eaten, all right? So that's everything they're trying to do. That what they try to hide, their secret societies, their system, it's all moth-eaten. They got holes in it. Your gold and your silver is cankered. All right? So let me get that word cankered. James 5:3 real quick. It's James. Where James at? 5:3. Here you go. So here you go, cankered. All right, the leaping insect or locust, the kind of locust or leaping creature. So they're get another word for canker real quick. This is canker. So it's like a cancer. All right. Like a malignant tumor. A cancer, man. So it's sickening, okay? It's toxic. So their gold and their silver is abomination. And the rust of them shall be a witness against you, right? And the gold, the riches and the dollar that they've created and established from Esau, the Federal Reserve and the World Bank and the Bank of England, which is ran by those elites, Rothschilds and them. Now this is the breakdown for this. All right, since their gold and silver has been cankered, the rust of them shall be a witness against them, man. All right, because through their dollar, through their manipulation of the gold and silver, they've caused rust in the world. Meaning, like, picture the trees and everything corrupted from their disease, like a cancer. So they've corrupted the earth with their riches. And it's going to be a witness against them. and shall eat your flesh as it were fire. All right, so it's going to be a judgment on them in the kingdom. And that's that fire that they're going to be in. That's talking about hell, the rich man. That fire is going to be that judgment. And ye have heaped treasures together for the last days, right? So it'd be a witness against them. And they were trying to heap all these riches for the last days so they could have power. Behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which is of you kept back by fraud, man. So Jake, we've been over here in slavery. Jake want reparations, and it's all being kept back by fraud through the dollar and through these secret societies and the media and hiding it. And the cries of them which have reaped are entered into the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth, the Lord of armies. The Lord, he heard us. All right, so the cries of them that have reaped, see the plowman, and we're the reapers, which is like, you have the plow and the reaper. But actually Esau was reaping all the riches and we were reaping all the suffering. It's deep, right? Ye have lived in pleasures on the earth, so they're happy, and they're trying to push this new world order. And they say, hey, you will own nothing and be happy. Well, in reverse, we're saying they will own nobody and they will be unhappy. But they have lived in pleasures on the earth and been wanton. Ye have nourished your hearts as in the day of slaughter, man. So they still living like we in slavery. You know, look how they treating Kyrie Irving, telling him to go sit in the corner until he apologized. All right. So ye have condemned and killed the just. They have killed Israelites. And he doeth not resist you, right? Jake right there selling out at Esau's doorstep like a donkey snuffing up the wind of all their desires, seeking after their lovers, when their lover is a narcissist and the devil, Esau. All right? And they're not resisting. They crouched down as a old lion, got comfortable here, complacent. The Lord said, this is not our rest. Be patient, therefore, brethren, unto the coming of the Lord. See, we got to continue in patience. Behold, the husbandman waiteth for the precious fruits of the earth. So Yahushua is waiting for the elect to wake up. So that's why we got to continue in patience, continue in the work. All right? And have long patience for it, until he received the early and the latter rain. And the early rain represents the spring rain, and the latter rain represents the fall rain around October, dealing with harvest. So he's saying the one that came first into the truth, with Albert Bivens and Apostle, over to Apostle Tahar, King Mashah, and the latter rain, meaning down to the least grain, the last brother that's going to come into this truth. So the Lord is looking for the early and the latter rain. Be ye also patient, establish your hearts, for the coming of the Lord draweth nigh. All right? See, these devils are getting ready. We got to get ready righteously. So let's get this. So you see, they had everything. They lived in pleasures. But the Lord is about to judge them. All right? Let's get, I'm not going to read Luke chapter 16, about the rich man lifting up his eyes in hell. Matter of fact, let's get it. Let's go there. Luke 16 and 19. Try to be quick on this. All right, so these rich men, they will own nobody and they will have nothing. This is prophecy. There was a certain rich man which was clothed in purple, and that deals with royalty. So Esau has been exalted to a royal status. That's their heaven. And fine linen. Fine linen is usually made for royalty. And fared sumptuously every day. And there was a certain beggar named Lazarus. Now, if you look this word Lazarus up, it's another word for Jacob. And we became the beggar. All right, Deuteronomy 28, that was a curse on our people. We were going to have to go to Esau for the want of all things. We became beggars. Which was laid at his gate. So the Lord laid us at Esau's footstep, full of sores, man. And the sores represent our wickedness. And desiring to be fed with the crumbs from the rich man's, which fell from the rich man's table. What's that, like the dollar, these welfare systems, these jobs. When Esau has businesses and corporations and LLCs, we were taught to just be happy getting a job. Or Jake want to sell out for the music industry, trying to get a crumb. You know, the entertainment industry. And it came to pass that the beggar died and was carried by the angels into Abraham's bosom. All right, the rich man also died and was buried. So that represents the end, the ending, you know, and a new beginning. So us being in this bondage is going to end, and the elect are going to be carried into Abraham's bosom. What's that? The promise that was given to Abraham. And the rich man also died and was buried. See, and they're going to be buried. And the Lord said they're going to be cast out like an abominable branch. They're going to be the only ones out of these nations that don't receive an inheritance. All right, or land or anything. It said they're going to be cast out of their grave like an abominable branch when they're buried. And in hell, he lift up his eyes. So they're going to be in hell, meaning right here on this earth, in a hellish condition, unhappy, being in torments. So they're going to be in torments, the same torments we were in slavery. And see if Abraham afar off and Lazarus in his bosom, man. All right, so you're going to see Yahushua, all right, and the elect and the elders, and they're going to see Jake ruling in the kingdom. And he cried and said, Father Abraham, you can look at that as Yahweh and Yahushua, have mercy on me and send Lazarus, saying, like, just like us, we were going to Esau for one of all things. Esau gonna come to us and cry to the Lord, say, just please have him be nice to us today. Have mercy on me and send Lazarus. That's what Esau gonna say. Send Jacob, that he may dip the tip of his finger in water. He's gonna please let up just a little bit. Just let up off us just a little bit. That's what Esau gonna say, and that's what we want. Hey, just take it easy on us, man. But Esau didn't take it easy on us. And still not. That I may dip the tip of his finger in water and cool my tongue, for I am tormented in this flame. So they're going to be tormented in that flame that the Lord said in James. It's going to eat their flesh up as it were fire. All right, and that flame is going to be Jacob, the southern kingdom and the northern kingdom of Israel, putting that heat to their ass, man, to Esau. All right. So they're going to lift up their eyes in hell, being tormented right here on the earth. And hell represents sorrow and a condition. All right, so Isaiah 29, 7, because the name of the game is control. They want to control everybody. This is Isaiah 29:7. And the multitude of all the nations that fight against Ariel, and Ariel just means like lion. It's another way of saying Judah, but you can take that as all Israel. All right, that fight against Ariel, and just like the Little Mermaid, right? That's Ariel right here. And every time I think about that movie, Little Mermaid, that's coming out soon with that little harlot girl chasing after Esau in the movie. That's like Jake, Ariel, chasing after their lovers, these nations. after Esau. Even all the fight against all that fight against her, so all these nations, and her munition, and that distress her shall be as a dream of a night vision, man. It shall, see, they dreaming right now. This is their American dream. It shall even be as when a hungry man dreameth, and Esau the hungry man. Look at Herod. They want to go back and rebuild the desolate places in Edom. That's still their hunger. Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever. And behold, he eateth. See, they're eating because their new world order. But what did the Lord say in Job about them eating? When they're about to eat, the Lord gonna make them vomit it up and cast it out of his belly, all the riches. But he awaketh, it shall even be as when a hungry man dreameth, and behold, he eateth. See, they're gonna get right there in their dream. We're like we're living in Esau's dream, which is our nightmare. You know? And he eateth, but he awaketh, and his soul is empty. He gonna realize they're gonna wake up out of this wet dream they're having, and they're gonna be in their reality, which is cavemen in bondage though, and wicked, in darkness. But he awaketh, and his soul is empty. They shall what? Own nobody, and they will be unhappy. Or as when a thirsty man dreameth, and behold, he drinketh, but he awaketh, and behold, he is faint. All right? And his soul have appetite. So shall the multitude of all the nations be that fight against Mount Zion. The main one fighting against us is Esau. All right? Just like a thirsty lion, a hungry lion seeking whom they may devour. But when they go to eat, the Lord got something for them. They're gonna own nobody, but their whole plan is to own everybody. In the one world order, especially with the MOTB. They already claim to own the rights to people that's dead. They claim to own them through birth certificate, social. That's why that debt, when somebody dies, that debt falls on their children. They claim to own the whole family. So now they want to take away all your rights completely. No freedom at all. Not even to breathe. That's why you had this whole climate change situation. So let's keep going. They will own nobody, and they will be unhappy. This is prophecy, man. All right. Let's get Obadiah. Oldie buddy goodie. Obadiah 1 and 8. It says here, shall I not in that day, saith Yahweh, even destroy the wise men out of Edom? So the Lord gonna destroy them too. You know, they think they're too good to get judgment. Well, the Lord gonna destroy their wise men, which is their elites. They're whiz kids, they're wizards, they're witches, warlocks, executives, generals, right? Emperors and shit. Lords, Lord Rothschilds, all that shit. Even the Lord gonna destroy the wise men out of Edom, and understanding out of the mount of Esau. So they're gonna lose all of that. They gained all this through the technology and science and CIA and the Jesuits, which set up the Catholic Church, where they would have them cubicles, which was like confessionals. That was a Jesuit CIA type of operation, allegedly. But that's how they got the information with Alexander, you know, the Library of Alexander. So they gained all this knowledge, but the Lord gonna take all that from them. They're gonna go back to grunting and shit, braying in the bushes. But deep inside, they're gonna know what they've done. That they're the wicked. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, so like verse 9, And thy mighty men, O Teman. Teman are those Germans. Those Germans go back to the Greeks. All right? And the Greeks go back to Esau. And thy mighty men, O Teman, shall be dismayed to the end, that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter. So each one of them going to be cut off by slaughter one day on this earth. And, you know, the Lord said they try to do genocide on us. Well, the Lord going to erase their physical seed from off the earth. Their spirits, their wicked spirits are going to have no bodies to come back into on this earth. Right, after 1,000 years. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. So the Lord gonna cut them off from everything on the earth, from their riches, from things that they've stolen, freedom, everything. The Lord gonna cut them off, and shame is gonna cover them. In the day that thou stoodest on the other side, in the day that strangers carried away captive his forces, and foreigners entered into his gate, and cast lots upon Jerusalem, even thou wast one of them. Saying this thing is deep rooted. They've been against us since the time of Nebuchadnezzar, 586 BC. You can even go back during the times of King Ahaz, around the 7th century BCE. All right. You can go back far as that, and you'll see that Esau has been coming against us, making treaties with us and breaking them. Look what they did with the Gadites. Look what they did during the time of King Jehoshaphat. Verse 12. Let me go to 17. But thou shouldest not have looked on the day of thy brother, in the day that he became a stranger, right? And that's how we became strangers, vocab. That's a cut on vocab in them. See, they watched us, according to Revelation 11 and 8. They watched us in our dead state, and they saw us, and they saw an opportunity to get their blessing back. All right, neither should thou have rejoiced over the children of Judah in the day of their destruction. See, they rejoiced at our unhappiness, and we're going to rejoice at their unhappiness. Neither shouldest thou have spoken proudly in the day of distress, right? In the day of our distress, they spoke proudly against us. Thou shouldest not have entered into the gates of my people in the day of their calamity. Yea, thou shouldest not have looked on their affliction in the day of their calamity, nor have laid hands on their substance in the day of their calamity. They took everything from us, so they're going to give it all back. That's why they're going to own nothing and nobody, and they will be unhappy. That's what they should change this to. They're going to own nothing, and they will own nobody, and they're going to be very unhappy. All right, so they laid hands on our land. That's what them fake, them Khazars over there in our land today. The Lord said, a vagabond, a bastard shall dwell in Ashdod, fatherless child. Neither shouldst thou have stood in the crossway to cut off those of his. Let me get to the point. It's taking too long. For the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathens, man. As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thy own head, man. Slavery. For as ye have drunk upon my holy mountain, they say they put us in slavery, so that payback is coming to them. So shall all the heathen drink continually. See, all the heathens are going to drink it continually forever in Yahweh's kingdom. But Esau is going to drink it for 1,000 years. Yea, they shall drink. It's going to happen. And they shall swallow it down. The Lord going to force feed them. It's slavery. All right? Hard bondage. And they shall be as though they had not been. But upon Mount Zion, the government of Israel, the elect, shall be deliverance. And there, right, not the grafted in Edomites and all this madness that vocab and them be spewing out. The Lord said, what? But upon Mount Zion, the government of Israel, shall be deliverance. And there shall be holiness, all right, righteousness, and the house of Jacob shall possess their possessions. So if they own people, we're going to own those people. If they own lands, we're going to own that. Everything they own, we're going to own it. In the name of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. All right, the earth belongs to us. But we don't obtain an inheritance with the world. We got an inheritance with Yahushua. In the house of Jacob shall be a fire. See, they're going to have fire. That's, in hell, Esau, we're going to be the fire. In the house of Jacob shall be a fire. Lazarus is going to be a fire to him. In the house of Joseph, a flame. In the house of Esau shall be the stubble. And they shall kindle in them. That word kindle doesn't mean they were sitting there with just, no, it's not like that. That word kindle is the same way they used to hotly pursue us with the police. I'm in a hot pursuit. There they go, APB. They're going right there. It's going to be like that, man. We're going to hunt them. They're going to be hunted down. It says, and they shall kindle in them. The word kindle means to hotly pursue them, man. The Lord going to give a call one day and say, get rid of them after 1,000 years. And they're going to be dragged out of the pits. And you know the rest. And devour them. See, they're going to be devoured. And there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for Yahweh hath spoken it. So that day, the Lord going to make this happen. All right? And there's not going to be any remaining of the house of Esau and their possessions. Verse 19, and they of the south shall possess the mount of Esau. Who's the south? Judah and Benjamin. They're going to possess those areas of the mountains and the dry areas in the south near Edom, around Edom. And they of the plains, so they're going to own the mountains. We're going to own the mountains. We're going to own the plains. And we're going to own, where is it at? We're going to own the dry lands, all right? Called the Negev. It says, and they of the south shall possess the mount of Esau. The south represents the southern kingdoms. And they of the plain, the Philistines. And they shall possess the fields of Ephraim. So we're going to be together. The areas in Ephraim, we're going to be mingled in with them. And the fields of Samaria, right? That was the capital of the northern kingdom. And Benjamin shall possess Gilead, all right? So Benjamin's going to own Gilead again. And the captivity of this host of the children of Israel shall possess that of the Canaanites, even unto Zarephath. And the captivity of Jerusalem, which is in Sepharad, shall possess the cities of the south, man. See that? We're going to take all the cities of the south, of the east, of the north, the mountains, the plains, and the dry lands. All right? This is going to be given back to us. Let's get Joshua real quick. That's part of our inheritance. This is Joshua 15 and 20. It says here, this is the inheritance of the tribe of the children of Judah according to their families. And the uttermost cities of the tribe of the children of Judah toward the coast of Edom southward were Kabzeel and Eder and Jagur, and you can keep reading down. So all these lands we're going to have. All right. You can keep reading all the way down to the bottom. We're going to have all those lands. All right, so this is an inheritance given to our people. Let's get Zechariah. That was the lands of Edom that we're going to take. Zechariah 7:7. Should ye not hear the words which Yahweh have cried by the former prophets, when Jerusalem was and in prosperity, and the cities thereof round about her, when men inhabited the south and the plain. See, we inhabited those areas, the south and the plain, which is like the lowlands, right? So we're going to take the lowlands, the mountains, and the deserts. We're going to be building in those areas. And Esau is not going to have any possessions. All right, so get this 2 and 7. And the coast shall be for the remnant of the house of Judah. So we're going to own the coast as well. All right. All right, so it says, and they shall feed thereupon in the houses of Ashkelon, shall they lie down in the evening. For Yahweh their power shall visit them and turn away their captivity. So it's coming. We're going to own all those areas, even in Ashkelon. 2 Chronicles 28:17. For again the Edomites had come and smitten Judah and carried away captives. All right, and that happened during the time of King Ahaz in the 7th century BCE. And the Philistines also have invaded the cities of the low countries. That word lowlands just means the plains, all right? And of the south of Judah, and had taken Beth Shemesh and Ajalon and Gederah and Shoko with the villages thereof, and Timnah with the villages thereof, Gimzo also in the villages thereof, and they dwelt there. All right, so that was our land. That's where we was at. All right, so in the lowland, the low country, so we're gonna get all of that back. And that's what it's talking about. So let's go back to Obadiah 1:19. This is Obadiah 1:19. And they of the south, see the south, which would be the southern kingdom, Judah and Benjamin, shall possess the mount of Esau. All right, the mountains and they of the plain, the Philistines. All right, the ones in the lowlands, which was like Benjamin as well. Any Judites that lived in those areas, we're gonna own those areas of the Philistines that I just read. And they shall possess the fields of Ephraim. So Ephraim going to possess their land, and we're going to be mixed in with them. All right, so they're going to possess parts of Ephraim. And the fields of Samaria and Benjamin shall possess Gilead. All right, and the captivity of his host of the children of Israel shall possess that of the Canaanites, even unto Zarephath, and the captivity of Jerusalem, which is in Sepharad, shall possess the cities of the south, as I just read. So we're going to possess all those possessions. And Esau is not going to have anything. And the saviors, meaning the elect of Israel, shall come up on Mount Zion, on the government. The Lord going to establish his government, put them in judgment seats, to judge the mount of Esau, and the kingdom shall be Yahweh. Why Yahweh Shai's. So we're going to have all of that. The Lord going to set us up as judges, the hopeful elect, and he's going to judge the house of Esau, and they're going to have nothing. Take their possessions. All right, so let's get Job real quick. Amos and Obadiah, they explain it clearly that Esau is going to lose everything. All right, did I read this yet? Amos 9:11. This is Amos chapter 9, verse 11. For lo, I will command, and I will sift the house of Israel among all nations, like as the corn is sifted in the sieve. Yet shall not the least grain fall upon the earth, right? In that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen. So the Lord is raising us up, all right? The tabernacle of his house, of his love, order, and close up the breaches thereof, meaning only the elect can get in. And I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as in the days of old. See, we were ruined, especially by the hands of Esau, 70 AD. All right? Ruins, the Lord is rebuilding us. That they may possess the remnant of Edom. So we're going to possess Esau and his remnant, meaning everything that he owned. Everything that Esau owned, we're going to own it. But they may possess the remnant of Edom. They will own nobody, and they will be unhappy. So we're going to own everything they had. And of all the heathens. So, and these Africans and these Arabs, we're going to take all of that. All these nations, which are called by my name, saith Yahweh that doeth this, meaning called by his name, meaning he's the one that called them heathens. Behold, the days come, saith Yahweh, that the plowman shall overtake the reaper, and Esau has reaped in riches. And the plowman was us, the slave. And we're gonna, through the Spirit of the Lord and power of the Lord, we're gonna overtake these devils in that day. And the treader of grapes, him that soweth seed, and the mountains shall drop sweet wine, and all the hills shall melt. And I will bring again the captivity of my people Israel, and they shall build the waste cities and inhabit them. So we ain't gonna build them by our hand. We're gonna build them by these slaves, by heathens. We're just gonna have the blueprints from the Lord, how Yahweh Shai wanted set up. He already implanted it in our mind. You know, in that day, what we love is what we love to see is really going to be Yahweh Shai's plans and blueprint that he's put in our spirit already. And they shall plant vineyards and drink the wine thereof. See, in slavery, we would plant vineyards and we couldn't touch nothing. You couldn't even eat a grape because Esau had overseers watching. And they shall also make gardens and eat the fruit of them, man. See that? We're going to make gardens and eat the fruit of it. Look at the Jamaicans, what they did to them with the sugar mills and slavery. They couldn't even taste a little bit of the sugar. If they did, they would burn them with that hot ass sugar, or it would be molten hot sugar, and they would take a sip, they were so hungry, it would burn their mouth, and they would still get whipped. So we're going to be able to eat the fruit of the work in the kingdom. We're going to sit back and eat it while they till the ground, these heathens. And I will plant them upon their land, and they shall no more be pulled up out of their land, which I have given them, saith Yahweh. Right? Let's get Job 20 and 4. It's gonna be a long read, but this will be the last scripture I want to bring out, because what they will own nobody, and they will be unhappy. All right. So we already read a part about their unhappiness. Now let's read about how they will own nobody and nothing. Job 20 and 4. Knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon the earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short? And they're the wicked, Esau, the elites. And the joy of the hypocrite is for a moment, but for a moment. And Esau, the hypocrite, and 2/3 of our people have become hypocrites by following after these heathens. That's only for a moment as well. Though his excellency mount up to the heavens, as his pride and riches, and that's why we wrestle against wickedness in high places, these governments. And his head reach unto the clouds, Yet he shall perish forever like his own dung, like his own shit. So they're gonna perish. They which have seen him shall say, where is he? They're gonna say, is this the man? What happened? He shall fly as a dream and shall not be found. Fly away as a dream and shall not be found, man. All right, so this it's a Edomite world. I'm similar to a squirrel. You know, just trying to get it, looking for a nut in Esau's world. Well, that world's about to be taken away from them. All right, it's gonna be chased away. Lucifer, son of the morning, I'm gonna chase you around the earth. You know how it go? They're gonna be chased away, just like darkness is chased away by the light. Yahweh shot that light as a vision of the night, man. Just like that, it's gone. So when they wake up, it's gonna be in their reality, which is slavery. The eye also which saw him shall see him no more, neither shall his place any more behold him. That rulership. And also with America, is sit down in the dust, there is no throne. Sit on the ground, meaning being brought down, and we're going to be lifted up as a nation. His children shall seek to please the poor, right, like they're doing today. You know, welfare systems and all that, politicians. Let's just keep going. It said they seek to please the poor, man. And his hands shall restore their goods, right? But the thing is, we're going to get everything from Yahweh Shai. There's nothing that Esau can do. You know? We don't look for Esau to restore our goods. Jake they want reparations. His bones are full of the sin of his youth, man. So his deep down inside is full of that wickedness, that hatred. That's why the Lord said, never trust thine enemy. Because as rust, it never wiped away. It's not all gone. But it's still there, deep down into their bones, man. And the sins of their youth from their beginning with Alexander. Or even further than that. You know, during the time of 586 BC, when they burned down our temple. Twice. Twice really, they helped take part in the destruction of our temple in 586. During the time of Pompey, 65 BC, they came in and raided the temple again. 168 BC, they desecrated the temple. 70 AD, they burned it down. Like a cake, layer upon layer. So it's 2 layers sitting there destroyed. Which shall lie down with him in the dust. See, all that's going to follow him, all that they've done to us is going to follow them into their destruction. So the Lord going to make sure it's still on them, and we're going to know it was them when they're in bondage, when they're in slavery, when they're on the bottom, when they have nothing, or when they're unhappy. It's still going to be on them, and we're going to, their name shall be a byword in the earth. It's going to say, hey, look at these devils. Look at them, Esau. Name should be a curse upon them. Though he spare it, so like it, though wickedness be sweet in his mouth, all right? Though wickedness be sweet in his mouth, though he hide it under his tongue. That's what they're doing, these fake Jews today. Look what they're doing. They're trying to hide it with the media. They're trying to hide the hand of what they've done to our people. That's why they want people like Kanye to shut up. Though he spare it and forsake it not, but keep it still within his mouth. He still got that racism towards us and that hatred. Yet his meat is in his bowels, and his bowels is turned. It is the gall of asps within him. The damn snake, serpent, toxic. You know, the things that they spew out is nothing but toxicity and lies and deception, set up to destroy our people with a sword of destruction. He shall suck the poison of asps, and viper's tongue shall slay him. He shall not see the rivers, the floods, the brooks of honey and butter. They're not going to see that new world order. That which he labored for shall he restore. See that? And shall not swallow it down. According to his substance shall be the restitution. And he shall not rejoice therein. What? They shall not rejoice therein. In the new world order, rulership and all that, they're not going to rejoice in it. They're not going to get it. Because he hath oppressed and hath forsaken the poor, because he hath violently taken away an house which he builded not. They took our houses from us. Surely he shall not feel quietness in his belly. He shall not save of that which he desired, man. They're not going to feel that peace that they're looking for. The Lord going to turn the table on them. All right? The Lord knows their desires, man. There shall none of his meat be left. Therefore shall no man look for his goods. All right, so they're the seller. They're the loaner. You know, the elites, the elite bankers. So they're not going to have any of that. So nobody going to look for their dollar, for their nothing no more, their system. You know? In the fullness of his sufficiency, so right now, when the Lord is allowing them to feel like they've done something, and in the fullness of their capacity, when they feel like, all right, this is it, we got Russia and them going to war, we got everything happening, let's do it. That's when he shall be in straits. See, that's when the Lord gonna put them in the affliction. Every hand of the wicked shall be upon him. World War III. When he is about to fill his belly, Yahweh shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him. What's that martial law? When they start to collapse the economy, they're filling their belly with people, right? MOTB, Revelation 13:16. Yahweh shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. So they're going to be devouring people, man. You know? Basically depopulation and control of the rest. But the Lord said while they're doing that, that's when the Lord going to step in and deliver his elect and put Esau down. He shall flee from the iron weapon. They're going to flee into the holes of the rocks, which is bunkers. And the bow of steel shall strike them through. So they're in America and they're in them bunkers, they're going to be struck through with those ICBMs. All right, especially the elites over here and the ones that are over in Europe that flee from the destruction and go into bunkers. They're going to be dragged out of those bunkers by the angels and the elect and taken into slavery. It is drawn and cometh out of the body, yea, the glittering sword cometh out of his gall. Terrors are upon him, man. So the Lord created the ICBM missiles. All darkness shall be hid in his secret places, and a fire not blown shall consume him. See, right? They're going to be hiding in their little secret places, but the Lord said the fire is still going to consume them. And it shall go ill with him that is left in his tabernacle. The ones that left over, that fire is going to be Jacob too. It's going to be, put them in captivity. It says it's going to go ill with him. The heaven shall reveal his iniquity, and the earth shall rise up against him, man. And the increase of his house shall depart. So Esau's house, with the house of Windsor and all that, the riches, the one they call King Philip, forgot his name, man, the asshole over there, Elizabeth's son, but it don't matter. But them, their increase of their house shall depart, and his goods shall flow away in the day of his wrath. This is the portion of a wicked man from Yahweh, and the heritage appointed unto him by Yahweh. So they're going to be what? Unhappy. All right? The great resist, man. And we're the leaders of that. Resisting the devil. And they're going to flee through our faith. The Lord said, the faith is small as a mustard seed. We can say to this mountain, depart and be cast into the sea. And it shall be moved, man. So their government is falling. And ultimately, what? They will own nobody. They're not going to own us anymore, Deuteronomy 28. The curse is going to be on them if you read Deuteronomy 30. They will own nobody, and they will be unhappy. With that, I'm going to say shalom.